are you? Like, how's the start of your year been?
I'm good, thank you. Hope you are too. The start of the year's been nice. It's always kind of a bit quiet in the beginning of the year, like January, February. It's like that kind of break after Christmas. But no, it's been good. Things are back rolling now. So yeah, we're just looking forward to the summer, really.
Oh my gosh. And you've just come back from South America.
I have.
What was that like?
Intense. Very good though. It's always amazing to see the world a bit more. But yeah, South America's just the vibe out there. They just love the music. So yeah, it was an intense 6 days, but yeah, can't complain really when you're traveling the world.
What countries did you go to?
So we started in Chile, Santiago, then went to Paraguay, and then Lima in Peru. So yeah, it was three countries, 3 days, 3 gigs. So yeah, it was pretty mad, but all good.
Do you always have a team fly out with you?
So I have my tour manager, Will, who comes with me to most places, which is always fun because he's like my best friend. So yeah, we have the best time. So yeah, it's always good to travel with someone else, of course.
And it was Bode on the Snow in January. How was that?
Cold. Freezing, actually.
Did you be skiing?
No, I actually don't know how to ski, but I do want to learn for next year. But no, it was really good fun. It was my first time ever going to like a place like that, let alone play. So it was definitely an experience. I mean, I had like these the warm packs that you put in your hands, and they still didn't keep me warm. Like everything was numb. But yeah, it was good fun. I'll definitely love to do it again. So yeah, we'll see.
I saw Will skiing.
Will is a really good skier, actually.
He was going like 50 miles an hour.
Yeah, he's a really good skier. To be fair, like it was nice to see like most people go out there to do both. So everyone was like skiing and then kind of coming straight off the slopes, and then just going out in their like all their gear sort of thing. So I definitely like to do it though. I mean, I don't think I'd be good at it, but
the only thing is like the ski boots are so uncomfortable.
To be fair, it all looks uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It literally does. But no, it's good fun. And everyone just loves it out there. So yeah, it's all good.
So going back to like the start, when do you remember like listening to that kind of music, or even listening to any kind of music? And like when you were 18, were you kind of like raving straight away?
No, not at all. I think, well, yeah, I'm showing my age a bit here, but back when it was kind of when I was 18, it was house music really wasn't current in Peterborough, and I didn't really know much about like, you know, the raving scene or anything really. It was more kind of like R&B hip hop clubs. But I did like dance music. It was kind of more EDM actually that I first kind of heard of, like Martin Garrix and stuff like that. Yes, I did. But no, I think it was actually like Hannah Wants and Philip George were kind of the first sort of people that them hit records that were on the radio, and after hearing like tracks that they've made, then I went to go see them. So it was that was kind of like my introduction into kind of the scene, and yeah, I just fell in love with it, to be honest. I thought it was amazing. Obviously going to London for like raves and stuff is like a whole different kettle of fish than it is in Peterborough. So to like see all these like new clubs and see what it was all about is just kind of how I wanted to keep going with it, really.
Do you remember the first proper rave you went to?
Yeah, it was Hannah Wants' tour actually. XOYO in London. I've never seen a club so... Was you there?
No, but are you about to say sweaty?
Yeah. Like it was like a whole different level of heat. Well, it was funny because we got to the venue and we'd obviously never been there before, so I didn't know there was like a downstairs. So we like got in and there's obviously the room too, and I thought, God, this is well spacious. I thought we were stood like right next to the decks. We thought we're gonna have the best view. Like no one was in there, and we thought it was like 5 minutes till she was on, and we was like, why is the room not like busy? It was like dead in there. There must have been about 20 people. I thought, oh no, like she's gonna be gutted. And then we asked someone next to us, was like, is this like the main room? And they were like, oh no, that's downstairs. And we thought, oh no, like this is not good. We just went down these, you couldn't even get down the stairs at this point because she was about to come on. We finally got down there, and honestly, this heat, I felt like I'd just come off a plane.
It's like dripping from the walls.
Yeah, I've never felt anything like it. But you have to like commit to it, don't you, when you're in a place like that? So yeah, but it was unreal. And just like, yeah, it was kind of like all bass music at that time, like bass house. That's kind of like what what I kind of like used to listen to. So yeah, I think that was the first time I actually went like raving anyway.
And what's like the turning point of like going to those raves to then realising that you actually wanted to be the other side of the deck?
Do you know what? I can't remember in specific what it actually was. I just kind of remember just always thinking like that'd be really cool to like make people dance. And like when I used to go to these clubs and stuff, and I was like, that person up there is making me like feel good. Do you know what I mean? Like making me dance, like making me have a good time. I just thought that'd be such a good thing to do. But it wasn't really like a known thing. Like when I started, for like many girls to kind of do it. I actually didn't really know anyone. I think the only people that I actually knew that did it, I didn't know them at the time, was Sam Devine and Hannah Wants. Like they were like, you know, and like Annie Mac, for example. But there was no one kind of really like around me that done it. So I didn't think anything of it. But then I just remember like waking up one morning, and I must have had a dream about it or something, because I just woke up and I didn't even hesitate. I went straight on like eBay, and I just brought like it was literally like £30 controller. And it just and I told my mates, and they just laughed in my face, genuinely.
Oh no.
Yeah, which I knew was going to happen. I was just like, oh, I just bought like a DJ, and they were like, no, you haven't. They were just like, you haven't. And it was like the laugh of the school. Now here we are. So yeah, that's about it.
And then what about from getting from those CDJs to getting the first gig?
Well, it was like a controller really. So you have to like hook it up to like a laptop, and it was like kind of a DJ program on the laptop. And I just remember like I just always used to do it in my room, didn't really think anything of it. And then God knows what came over me yet again, but I just put a mix out on SoundCloud. I just thought, oh, what's there to lose? Like I didn't really expect anything of it. It was just kind of like for friends. And then like this guy called Stephen Lane from London like hit me up and was like, listen, like I've heard your mix. And I was like, how? Like how on earth? Like, but that back then SoundCloud was kind of the way for promoters to kind of like listen to mixes, you know, get people in. And he said, look, I've listened, and like if you ever like fancy want to come down to London. I thought, oh God, yeah, but no, because I don't actually know how to use the equipment or anything. And he was like, that's cool, you can bring your stuff. So like I just remember like me and all my friends, like we've got like bags, like controller, laptop, like leads, everything. I don't think he knew what he was letting himself in for, but it was such a good night. And I was just playing kind of everything, like dance hall, like literally just dance music, just anything I liked. It wasn't really like a genre. It was just kind of whatever like was in the moment. And that's when I got like the real like buzz for it, because it was so busy as well. It was in like some basement, and it was like obviously the first time I'd like played to people, and the adrenaline was just like mad.
That's why it was busy like that.
Yeah, obviously not for me. It was just kind of, I think the bar that it was in is just like it was a bar upstairs and then like a basement downstairs where they used to do like, I think either weekly or monthly nights. And obviously, yeah, it just was so busy. And I was like, wow, this is what it's going to be like all the time. Obviously it wasn't, but it just gave me that like extra buzz to like keep going.
So then how did you get more and more and more gigs out after that?
I honestly just kept doing what I was doing, like just still practicing at home, still uploading SoundCloud mixes. And then, yeah, just one thing left to another, like some Instagram videos of me playing at these places. And then it just like, it was like a domino effect. It just kept like going. And then every gig I'd do, I'd like post a video, and then like more people would see it. And then it was honestly, and then I'd just keep networking as well. So I'd keep like going to all these different events. Even though I lived in Peterborough and these were in London, I just used to drive through the night to just, even on my own most of the time, just to go to these clubs, like Lightbox, Fire, stuff like that. And just like try and speak to someone who like a DJ, just to introduce myself. Like I wasn't begging or anything. It was more like just to show my face. But it really did pay off, because like near enough every event that I went to and kind of introduced myself to, they like checked me out and then eventually like booked me. So all the driving like through the night, no sleep, it honestly did pay off. So I think that's the biggest thing really, like networking in this industry. It's like how you actually get somewhere, you know?
Do you have any friends that like went with you to that first gig that you're still friends with and support you now?
Yeah. One. One of them,
That's
yeah.
the way it is.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just, but the thing is you go through all these friendship circles all the time, I think. Especially in this industry, like people, you know, they can support you one minute and then next they're just it's like a whole different kettle of fish. So I've got like a solid group of friends now that I've had for years, and they have supported me literally since day dot near enough. But yeah, it's just one of them life things, isn't it? You just go through new people, you grow out of people, innit? Yeah. Recycle.
Oh, actually, not recycle, that's the wrong word. You put them in the bin and then you leave them there.
Yeah. Well, I won't say that, but yeah, if you want to say it like that, then yeah.
No, I will do recycle either. And then obviously you had a full-time job, and then obviously you swapped over.
Yeah.
Like a few people have asked like how you know when the right time is to do that.
So genuinely, I could have probably quit a lot sooner than I did. But I'm one of these people that I'd always make sure that I'm, one, financially stable before going into something else. Two, that I know it's going to benefit me. Because I said to myself, as soon as I leave that job, like, I won't be going back. So I wanted to make sure that it was like the right decision. But at the time, like, you never know, because you just never know what the future will hold. Like, you could do one thing in this industry and it's gone, like, from beneath you. So my manager at my job was really understanding, really supportive. And I went from like a full-time role to part-time. You know, like he said, like, you don't need to work weekends so you can pursue your career. And then we literally, I think we got it down to, I think I was working like, I was like one shift a week, and it was like 12 till 3. It was like 3 hours. And then my music manager was like, Leash, like, you are really ready to go now. But I think because I'd been there for like 8 years, it was like so hard to like let go of it, because I had all my friends there and that. But my manager was like, Leash, there's just no point in like 3 hours a week. And I was like, yeah, but you know, what if it goes wrong? And he's like, but you're literally only doing 3 hours a week, so it's not really going to make much difference. But I genuinely felt like I left at the right time, and it was probably the best decision of my life, because then it just went like from one extreme to another. But before the pandemic, obviously, then we hit that. So it was kind of like one of them situations, but I would never look back on it now, for sure.
When you first went to that gig, is there anything you wish you could have told her, knowing what you know now?
What do you mean? What, tell myself? What, when I went? What,
when
I played
that first gig? Yeah.
Played my first gig.
Yeah,
or?
yeah.
That's a good question, actually. Would I tell myself anything different?
Or like, if you were nervous or anything, would you have anything to say to her now?
Do you know what? Like, I actually can't remember. I don't actually think I was nervous, because I had all my equipment there.
Oh.
No, because I had everything there that I'd done kind of like at home. I think the adrenaline just took over from me. But I think when I did play the first gig on CDJs, I honestly had no idea what I was doing. But again, I just went for it because I thought there's nothing to lose. But I think it's more just like, stop caring what other people think. Because I think that's all I thought about at the time. Is like, what would this person think? What would this person think if I play this? What would this person think if I do this? And I just genuinely think, yeah, like, just who cares? As long as you're happy, that's all that matters.
I don't want to go too deep into it, but like, how was the pandemic? Like, do you feel like it impacted you much in your career?
Oh, yes and no. I think it's more like of a personal effect, because for an artist and stuff, like, obviously you gain your finances from gigs, and obviously you had to kind of find a way to kind of like gain income, if any. So yeah, it definitely did. It knocked my confidence a lot, but I did stay very active through the pandemic. It took me, obviously, I made a lot of new music, moved into a new studio. I still did like live streams for brands and stuff, so I did keep as active as I could. But yeah, I don't think it knocked my career as such, because I was only just starting to get going. So it was kind of like I was waiting to get out of the pandemic, because I knew as soon as I get out, we're just going to like proper go for it. So yeah, it was definitely a huge learning curve, but I think more on a personal level than rather business. So yeah.
How was it like starting producing?
Rough. I honestly thought I would never get there. I remember opening Ableton for the first time, and I thought there's no chance that I'm ever going to get anywhere.
I've heard it's gross.
I wouldn't say it's gross. I think if you learn to love it, like me, I love it now. But yeah, it's one of them where it's like I struggle to learn new things. I like get bored really quickly. So this was like a task for me where it was like, I needed to learn, really, otherwise it wouldn't have really got me anywhere. But yeah, I love it now. I love producing, and yeah, it's definitely a scary thing, but if you persist with something, you can do anything. So yeah.
And from putting out that first track to like your latest or like even Visions now,
Yeah.
how would you describe that your sound has changed?
Well, I can produce now. I don't think I used to produce because the old tracks I've made, Jesus. But I think that's how you could tell like you've grown, because obviously from the first release that you put out, it's nothing to compare to what you put out now. So it's just, I'm glad with it because I took my time with it and I made sure that I had that break in between where it's like I didn't want to put anything out I wasn't happy with. Even though it took me longer to release music, it benefited me better because I'm managing to put out music on like really credible labels. So yeah, it's just all a learning curve really. I think every producer would say the same. If I was still making the same sort of tracks at the level I was a few years ago, I'd be very worried about my career. So yeah.
And what about Visions?
Yes.
EastEnders.
I know. I love it. Yeah, I'm really proud of it, if I'm honest. I love like EastEnders parties, and obviously EastEnders is a massive inspiration of mine. So yeah, when I just sent him all the demos, I think I went to a party of his and he literally played like, I think I sent him like 8 demos and he played 6 while I was there.
Oh my days.
And I was just like mind blown of every single one. I was like, I honestly can't believe this is happening. And then we literally had a chat backstage and he was like, I really like them. And then there and then he said like, let's do it. He was like, let's take 4. But I was so drunk. I was like, are you joking? And he was like, no, I'm not. He said, let's do it. I said, oh, you're lying. I was like, I just didn't believe it. I said, oh, we'll see the next day, because he was drunk as well. So I thought it was just, one of them conversations. Yeah. But like to me, like it really like meant a lot. And I thought, if tomorrow he's not going to remember this, like I'm going to be gutted. But literally first thing in the morning, I woke up and he'd text me already saying like I meant what I said last night. So like, let's just get the tracks finalised in the next kind of like few weeks. And yeah, like he picked his favourite 4 and like asked me if I was happy with them. Like it wasn't just, he was like, I'm going to take these 4 and like, that's it. He was like, is there any input that you want? Is there any track that you'd like to put on there? So we did the EP together, as in like we chose the tracks together, which was really nice. And then obviously it's my first vinyl release as well, which is really nice to have up in my studio. So yeah. And now obviously playing EastEnders parties and yeah, just pursuing that sound really. So yeah.
That's mad. I don't know how it works, but like that like putting it on vinyl, that's the first one. Can you put any of your tracks on vinyl if you wanted to?
Yeah, I think any label can. Obviously, it's at an expense, and I think different labels do different. Obviously, some just like to do it digitally. Obviously, less expense, but vinyl is kind of like one of them nice factors into a release, isn't it? Something to keep as well. So yeah, I think most labels are doing vinyl now because it's just obviously another selling point, and a lot of people like to collect records now.
I've got yours in my bedroom.
Have you? I love that. You'll have another one soon. But yeah, no, it's a really good feeling.
And then what in terms of like what's been going on in the last year and like what's coming up? Like I just wanted to ask a bit about like venues and what you like. Like obviously I saw you did Beams last year. What was that like?
Amazing, new venue, really big. Yeah, really cool venue though. I actually really enjoyed it from a DJ point of view. It was 2 rooms that were open at the time, and yeah, I just thought it was wicked. I thought the whole setup, the sound for me was amazing. I think it's definitely got huge potential, the venue for sure, to hold some big things in there. So yeah, from my point of view, I thought it was sick. Really good venue for London for sure, because obviously Printworks is going.
I was about to say that.
And obviously Tobacco Docks is gone, so we kind of needed that next kind of big venue to people to go to. So it's obviously an LWE venue as well. So yeah, hopefully this year there'll be some really good events in there.
And what about like Paradise? Obviously you played for them for the first time last year.
Love Paradise.
Special. Very
special Paradises to me. But yeah, obviously a brand that party, label, everything that I've wanted to be a part of since the get-go really. I've always said like the day I'll play for Paradise is the day I retire, but obviously that's not happened now. But yeah, it's incredible. Yeah, I had Ibiza, Creamfields and ADE last year. And yeah, I have some really exciting stuff with Paradise this year again. Obviously got Creamfield south of them, and then some more stuff coming, which I can't wait for. So really big summer with Paradise this year, which is just, for me, it's the best party.
That's so
I just
sick.
love it.
I feel like it's so sick to work so hard and do those dream things that you've wanted to do.
Yeah, I just feel like so apart. It's so bizarre because like back in, obviously when I first started, I was like, God, playing for Paradise, like how, like, do you know what I mean? And now it's like I feel like I'm really part of the family. Like they make you feel so welcome, and like they make every artist feel like so special when you play. It's just like a whole experience. It's not just like play and go. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you know, the dinner and actually like the whole Paradise experience to me is like one of the best things. So yeah, I'm very excited for this year.
What is Jamie Jones like?
Legend.
Like, is he funny to speak to? Is he kind?
Yeah, he's lovely. It was mad because we was round dinner for obviously my Paradise debut, and then you have like an artist meal, and I just was like, oh, I wonder if he's going to be there. And then he turned up, and I was obviously back then I was like shaking. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, I was like, Jamie Jones is sat opposite me. We were sat in the same colour t-shirt.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was one of them. But he was lovely. We now have the same agent, which is even better. So yeah, his agent looks after me as well, and yeah, he's just supported me so much over the year. And it was quite funny because at the dinner, obviously Paradise pay for the artist meal, and because I was so nervous, I offered to pay, and Jamie Jones literally laughed in my face, and he was like, I actually really appreciate that, but no. And everyone was like, you're making us feel well bad now, because I was the only one to offer, bearing in mind we was at this like Michelin star restaurant.
What did you eat?
I could have never have paid for it all if I wanted to. What did we eat? It was like a full taster menu.
What's your like loads of different dishes?
It was like ridiculous.
Did you have to play after it?
Yeah, with amnesia. It was
That
like
is
a whole,
heavy.
well, it was like a whole taster menu, like sushi, like everything you could think was on this table. And then I went to play amnesia after, so it was quite insane. But yeah, it was, it's great. And yeah, again, he's just supported me so much. So to have someone like that just support my music and, you know, to book me for his party is just kind of like dream come true, really. So yeah.
What's some of the standout venues? I know obviously you've played everywhere, but
I wouldn't say everywhere, but
as a raver, but also like one of some of your favourites as a raver, but also where you've played. Like, what's some of the standout venues?
Warehouse Project. I love, well, both really. But as a DJ, I think Warehouse Project is, amazing experience. I think, I've played all 3 rooms now at the new one. But the concourse, the middle room, is like insane. Yeah. Probably one of the best rooms I've ever played because it's like a 360 experience as well. So yeah, the concourse is definitely up there. I think as a raver, but also as a DJ, but Fabric in London is like my absolute favourite place to go, like as a raver. Like if it's a Sunday, like all day long with like a headliner, I'll be there. Like it doesn't matter where I am. I just love it. I think the whole concept of like, you know, like no videos and stuff as well, and everyone kind of does actually stick to it. And I just love the setup, the sound, everything about it. So, and I love playing there as well. It's incredible. But yeah, there are so many venues that I play, and I'm just like, wow, this is like mental. So yeah, it's kind of hard to like pinpoint, like, you know, a few. Like Amnesia Terrace like is insane. So yeah, it's just kind of like everything new you go into, it's like a whole different experience of like clubbing and as a DJ, because you never know what's going to be in front of you. So it's always nice.
Years ago, I'm talking like, it must be like 2017 or something. I know
exactly what you're about to say as well.
Fabric.
No, I thought he was going to say something else. I thought he was going to say the first time you came to see me.
Oh.
At Box Park. Was it Box Park?
Oh my God.
That was brilliant. I thought that was 2017. No, was it before that?
Was. Oh. Well, the other thing I was going to say was that I didn't realise you were playing. But
oh, Fabric, the old room too.
Yeah.
High up. The booth was really high.
Was it Green Velvet?
Yes,
sure.
He was in the main room. Yeah, that was so good.
I loved that. I fucking.
You love everything.
That is where the obsession started.
Really?
That is where I started stalking
that
you.
was such. That was a really good night. That old room too used to be really, really good. The new room too is really good as well.
It is, yeah.
You prefer the old one? Yeah, I think you just can't beat Fabric, to be honest. I used to love 93 Feet East as well on the Sundays, like EastEnders, the Infused parties that used to happen like Sunday all day. I think like I just used to love them because no matter how like much of a busy weekend you'd have, everyone would still go there on a Sunday and just like enjoy it for the day and then get the last train home. They don't really do them anymore because obviously the parties that used to be there obviously grown a lot bigger now from like a 350 cap venue, so it's not really much of a motive anymore, but hopefully they start doing them again because I miss them. It might get me out a bit more as well.
Yeah, what about some of your favourite parties?
What to go to?
Yeah.
Just obviously EastEnders, Paradise, Fuse. I love going to Fuse. I think the music there and the crowd and everything is just unreal. Obviously Solid Grooves, just like all the main dues really. Music On being another. I just in Ibiza it's so different as well. Like going to them events in Ibiza is just like a whole different kettle of fish. Like even the clubs are like insane. So yeah.
Obviously you did your own event. Would you ever want to do anything like that again?
I would. Yeah, I would.
Obviously not with the lockdown restrictions.
No, obviously, and that venue I would have used it moving forward as well because that was never used as like a dance event. Because it's like a car park and I converted it, like I got it like basically everyone like painting and stuff, like it was literally for that one event it was like converted. It never used to look like that. Yeah, so like I got everyone involved. I mean I didn't, but I told them let's convert it. Yeah, do this, do that. But no, I was actually planning on doing that obviously without the social distancing. And it can hold up to 2,000 in there, but obviously then the venue closed down, so it's kind of like in Peterborough, there's not really many spaces, if any, to do a party, and I don't think I personally would like to do it there. There's a place there that I would like to do, but it is a bigger capacity venue. Can hold like 5,000-6,000. So I've always said like one day I would hopefully like to do like a homecoming there. But yeah, apart from that, I would definitely like to do my own bits, hopefully within the next year with something else coming as well. So yeah.
And then what's coming up? Where can people be seeing you with what you can talk about? What's coming up in the summer?
Obviously a lot of festivals. I'm doing quite a few UK festivals this year. So we've got Creamfield South, which is end of May, which I'm playing Paradise for, which is amazing. We Are Festival. We've got Elroy Town this year. A couple of the festivals start end of April, actually. But yeah, just we've got a lot coming up. Obviously Music On Festival in May, which is my debut, which I can't wait for. So that's gonna be insane. But yeah, just try to keep an eye on the socials really. Obviously all my tour dates will be up on there. So yeah.
That Music On lineup is a joke.
I know, right? I think even just me being on it, I'm just like, wow. Like it's just going to be such an experience. Like me and all my friends are going, and they always come anyway. But I think this one's just going to be extra special because it's my debut for the party, and I've never been to the festival either.
Okay.
And I've heard like it's so good. So very excited for that. So yeah.
And then what about in terms of tracks? Have you got any more tracks coming out?
Yeah, we've got one. I've got one the 28th of April. That's my next one, which is like a dream label for me, and that will be on vinyl too. So yeah, we're just gonna have to wait for the announcement on that one. But this one was signed kind of like a year ago now, so I've been waiting a year for it to come out. Which now I'm getting to it, it's kind of like I just can't wait for it to finally come out now because I feel like it's just been in the works for so long. So yeah, we've got that. I've also got another track coming out just before summer, and then that will do me till like the end of the year now. So
that's
happy days.
I think that's most of my questions, but I have got some fun questions for you at the end.
Okay, go on.
Right, you ready?
Hit me.
What's your go-to drink in the rave?
Vodka, lime and soda.
Who's a fellow raver or DJ that you just can't keep up with?
What, partying?
On the sesh, yeah.
Well, I'm not really a party, but
not anymore. No, you're so old.
I'll just say someone that. Well, I think everyone would say Scream. To be honest, I think he's the top dog in that party era.
So I've been playing a game on this podcast, and it's Snog Marry Avoid, but a DJ version.
Oh no, you can't do this.
Yeah, it's not Snog Marry Avoid. Don't worry. Everyone,
Oh, okay.
Whenever I say that, they're always like, "Oh no."
Yeah, no, can't do
Okay,
that.
so it's someone. I'm going to give you 3 DJs, and you have to tell me someone that you're back to back with once, someone that you're happy to be back to back with the rest of your life, and someone that you have to unfortunately shove off the decks.
Oh no.
No.
Well, this is going to look well bad on me.
No, it won't. So we've got late replies.
Bin.
Jamie Jones.
Yeah.
And Joseph Capriati.
Oh, that's hard.
Yeah. People have found it hard.
Okay, well, back to back for the rest of my life has to be late replies. And if they didn't say me, I'll be fuming. Back to back once, it would be Jamie Jones. And I'm so sorry, Joseph Capriati, not that you'll ever listen to this, but he'd have to just go to the side for now. But if that, I would love to go back to back with him, of course. But I think he's incredible.
Unreal.
Yeah, but late replies, if you're listening, they better have said me as well. Did they?
I'm pretty sure I asked them. I need to look back.
But if they haven't said me,
Do you know
then
what
we're
I
doing
did?
this
'Cause
whole
I'm
thing
pretty
again.
sure Josh said, "Oh, Alicia's like our sister."
If they had said me, we're doing it again.
No,
I'm telling you now. No.
Okay, so you have a 24-hour rave. What's the 3 things and the people that you'd bring with you?
3 things and people.
Yeah, so you're allowed to take 3 things in with you. There's a bar in there, though. Okay. What 3 things would you take in with you? And like, what couple people would you take with you?
Phone.
Mm.
Gotta be careful here. Honestly, I don't know. Phone. 24-hour rave. I think it'd have to be like some sort of sweets because I'm like a big sweet. I have to eat like as I go. Like I'm not like every time I'm at like a rave, I'm at the food bit. Do you know what I mean? That's me. I'm there. If you can't find me, I'm at the food thing. So food would have to be there. I'd obviously say alcohol, but if you're saying maybe a hairbrush.
Oh, that's good.
Carmex.
Oh, yeah.
I've missed out Carmex. So it'd be phone, Carmex, and a hairbrush.
I was thinking I'd take like a sleeping bag and a pillow.
No, that's not. That's a bit too far. And people. Oh gosh, great. Now I'm gonna get even more in trouble. Will, my tour manager, of course. Will, Jade, who's my best friend, and then Gabby Marsh, because we just call her the Go Again. I think we always used to do like 93 and stuff together as well. So yeah, I think them 3 people would be the best. What's
your favourite track that you've made?
I actually think it's called What to Do. It's on Wild. I really like it and I still play it to this day. I don't think it's the best track I've made, like as in like producer skills wise, but I love the vocal and I like it was that track for me that like everyone like knows and Infectious of course, but that track it's kind of like got a bit of like sass and attitude to it as well, which is me all over. So yeah.
Do you have any advice for anyone that's listening to this and trying to put tracks out or trying to get more gigs?
Stick with it. Don't just like fail at any no that you get, because you'll always get more no's than yeses in this industry. So it's just important to not take it to heart as much as it will like really, really hurt sometimes. But you've just got to, know your worth, keep going, and eventually like your hard work will pay off because it is proven too with everyone in this industry. So yeah, just to keep going really and stay motivated.
Wow, Leash, thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
It's been so fun to see you.
And you. Thank you, doll.
Thanks so much. Bye, everyone.